Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Augustina. If this is your first time of tuning in, you are highly welcome. But if this is not your first time, I want you to know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for your continuous support by coming back on this platform. It is because of someone like you that encourages me to be putting out this content. You know, how do you dance and enjoy your dance when no one is watching, right? So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you and I appreciate your support. So without much ado, I just want to go straight to today's topic, which is discipline versus disciple. So many people tend to confuse these two words, okay? And when you don't understand something, you end up misusing that thing or abusing it. Miles Monroe said, when you don't understand a product, you will misuse that product. And I hope that you will enjoy today's video. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I am Amazon published author of 8 books. I am an evangelist by His grace. I am a mother, and also I am a healthcare professional. You can check out my books on Amazon and also on my website www.augustinaekwunifeministry.com. Check out my vlogs and my blogs as well. And you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or on TikTok. As you can see, I am everywhere. So in today's video, I want to talk on disciple versus discipline. There is a big difference between disciple and discipline. And when you don't know the difference, you risk, applying them in your leadership wrongly. And the effects are going to be catastrophic, right? Just as Miles Monroe said, when you don't know how to apply a product, you will end up abusing that product. And this applies in every area of our life. When you don't know how to, handle your relationships, be it with who? Your sister, your parents, your partner, your colleague, whatever is the relationship you have. When you don't, know how to work on that relationship or to handle that relationship, you will end up abusing that relationship. And when you abuse the relationship, you lose the benefits, right? So I want to share on disciple and discipline, the difference, because when you talk of leadership, you talk of disciple or discipline. What kind of people are you leading, or do you want to lead? When you are able to identify this and understand it to the deep level, to understand it very well, then you will know which one to apply or which one you are applying right now. So the main thing is for you to know what type of a leader you are, and also to know what kind of people you want to lead. So if you are a leader that likes to, buzz the people around you, then you are going to understand. But at the end, you are going to understand at the end of this video. If you are a leader who is humble, who is open and willing to learn, if you are a leader that loves creating more leaders, then you are going to know by the end of this video. So watch all throughout to the end so you don't miss a thing. And if you haven't subscribed, click on the subscription button below and subscribe to my channel, and also press the notification button so that each time I upload new content, you will be the first to be notified. And also don't forget to share this video with your friends. Share. When you share, you help others to benefit from the values that I'm putting out here. the values that I'm adding into your life as you're watching this video, help spread those values, because there are people out there who need to hear what I am about to share in this video. So do me a big favor by sharing this video. Thank you so much for your support. Without much ado, let's jump straight to what I have to share today. The first one is disciple. Okay, I just want to make this video very short. Disciple equals love and trust. Let me repeat that again. Disciple equals love and trust, while discipline equals resentment. As I said in the beginning, it depends on what kind of leader you are or what kind of leader you want to be. Okay, so know it right. If you have not, if this thing has never crossed your mind, let today be the day it's going to go deep and sink deep into your mind that there is a big difference between disciple and discipline. People, disciples are not people who fear their leaders. Disciples follow their leaders wholeheartedly. Disciples follow their leaders because they want to follow their leaders. Disciples love their leaders. Disciples can go to any extent with their leaders, and they trust their leaders with all their heart, with all their life, with everything. They trust their leader. While someone or some group of people who are in a leadership that is based on discipline, right? They tend to resent the leader, because what does discipline does? Discipline is based on threat. Okay? In discipline, there is no relationship, while in discipleship, there is relationship. There is this mutual relationship, okay, between adults. There is understanding. There is compassion. There is love. There is trust. It is more healthy in disciple, when you want to disciple people, when you want to raise disciples. Let me put it that way. But if you want to raise like followers, people you want to follow you, people you want to do the things that pleases you always, they have to abide to your rules and regulation because you are the boss, you are the one in command. Discipline is authoritarianism. You are always in authority, you are always in command. Everybody just takes order from you and everybody just have to obey. You have the final say. You can't be questioned. You can't be, your decisions can't be debated, can't be reviewed, anybody that raises up a voice, or in fact, the people you are raising up will never have a voice, because their voice must be silenced. They don't have a voice. They are not permitted to have a voice, because you fear being challenged. So you see, an authoritarian leader tends to, nurture this insecurity. And that is why the people that follow them or are following them tend to resent them. Some resent them openly, and some tend to resent them secretly. Most cases, they are more comfortable with people who resent them secretly. After all, what matters is their ego. What matters is their status. What matters is what they present on the outside. They have no intention of building people. They don't have intention of creating more leaders. So resent them, but do it secretly. Applaud them in public. Just pretend you are supporting them in public. They are comfortable with that. So, but they cannot stand someone who opposes their decision, because they are there to, burst it on everyone around them. This is the difference between a leader who uses this discipline on the people he's leading versus a leader who is, based on like bringing disciples. So though the letters are, have resemblance, the letters they have similarities, they are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. For example, when you take the life of Jesus Christ, he raised leaders during his ministry using this formula. So you see the difference between disciple and discipline, and whichever one you apply, the results are not going to be the same. You are not going to get the same result when you apply these things differently. If you apply discipline, you will get a different result. If you apply discipleship, you will get a different result. We are being encouraged, the scripture encourages us, Jesus encourages us to raise disciples, okay? And when you are building leaders through discipleship, the people you have around you will be, the atmosphere will be different, the vibe will be different, because you are building relationship with adults, you are building mutual relationship with people. But when you want to apply that discipline, you are the authority, and you want to boss it. Everything is you command, you decide, you say, nobody questions you. It always comes from a leader who is insecure. It always comes from a leader who is still a baby in the spirit, because it is when it is in their baby stage, that is where the ego is at work 100%. And in that stage, they are not matured spiritually. They might have all the intellectual knowledge, they might have all the achievements and everything to their status, but spiritually speaking, they are still babes. And that is why they are insecure. That is why they fear raising other leaders, because they fear being challenged or whatever. And another thing is, a true leader, a matured leader spiritually, because when you are operating from that high level, that spiritual level, you fear nothing, because you have no attachment. Attachment comes from the low level of ego, when the self is operating, when the ego is at work 100%. So there's more attachment, emotional attachment. What am I going to gain? What am I going to lose? Before you do anything, you calculate 1 + 1. You must know what you want to, gain before you make any decision. If you are not having any gain, if there's nothing to take from whatever decision you want to make, that decision is ruled out. But a matured leader, a spiritually matured leader, has nothing to lose, because it is not about him. It is not about him. What he is giving out or what he is doing is for the benefits of those he is trying to raise. And he has no, any attachment. So what? Maybe emotional attachment, or attachment to material things, attachment to, I don't want to lose my respect. I don't want them to start commanding me or to start challenging me. All these things comes from a low level of where ego operates. When people are still in their low level of vibration, their frequency is in the low level of vibration, low, where the ego is still at work 100%. The things of the spirit, they are yet to allow themselves to be pruned, to be trimmed off of everything that is weighing them down, that is not allowing them to, vibrate, to elevate, to raise their vibration to that spiritual level. Where love is the foundation, where love is the motive, where love is the aim, where compassion is at work, and they work to building trust, because they are building relationship with adults. You are not trying to fix other people's life for them. Rather, you give them tools with which to work. You see the difference between a mature spiritual leader and a leader who is still spiritually a babe. okay? Because leadership is giving people tools with which to work. Because you give them assignment, the assignment is aimed at, helping them to discover their place, discover their purpose, discover their where they need to function. It is to help them to grow, to becoming what they were created to be. Then they start to, take their positions, occupy their office, and then take responsibility. Office comes with responsibility. Assignment comes with responsibility. Most people want assignment just for the accolade, just for the status, just for profile, but they neglect the assignment. They are irresponsible. Okay, they are irresponsible, and you don't have to blame them because they are not yet matured before they were handed such responsibility. You don't hand a babe huge responsibilities. You hand responsibilities to someone who is matured enough and responsible enough to handle that assignment, to take care of that responsibility passed on to them. You see the difference here. But out of frustration, some leaders now, what do? They start applying discipline. And when they apply this discipline, you see that the quality of the relationship he's building, the quality of people following him, it will be evident, it will be scarce. This quality will be scarce. Okay, people tend to be stagnant, in that environment with a leader who is not matured, who always tend to buzz it on people, who always tend to, apply discipline, punishment, because discipline equals punishment. He uses punishment to get people to comply to him. He uses punishment or threats. Some will threaten you. They threaten your relationship with them. They withdraw their relationship. They withdraw it to make you to understand that your relationship with them is conditional. Okay? While disciple is not conditional. Disciple, it is love and trust and respect, while discipline is conditional. If you don't do this, I'll withdraw this from you. I'll withdraw my friendship from you. I'll withdraw, your office from you. I will withdraw, it is threat. And then people who are raised up under such a leader tend to grow to, tend to in their own time be leaders who don't have trust. They don't trust people that they are even trying to raise, because they themselves, they were raised up in an environment where there was no trust. So they themselves, they don't have trust, and they will never trust the next person. They always have to watch their back. They always have to be in control. They are never relaxed. And this is why a such leader, the danger of this type of leader is because you teach people you are leading that relationship is not stable and not reliable. Because if your leadership is based on threat to make people to comply, if it is based on punishment to bring people to, to take their position, to do what they're supposed to do, if you have to, it is only children that you have to punish, but in disciple is not between a leader and children. Disciple is a relationship a mutual relationship between adults that reason, adults that think, adults that can, that can question a decision, adults that can bring out ideas, adults that can bring out, that can support innovation, that can support growth. The dynamic, everywhere is vibrant. This is what you see in a leader where there is, discipleship. Because discipleship is mentoring, it is training, while discipline is punishment. And there's always strife and resentment. There is always this, mistrust. There is always, because it does not flow. And that's why you see it come in a place. If you are a spiritual person, once you are in a place, you will sense it. There's competition. There's mistrust. Even the leader himself knows, or herself knows, that the people around him that there is this, negative energy around them. And what fruits are they going to produce? Nothing. It's a continuation of strife, mistrust, competition, and so on and so forth. While in discipleship, people are being trained, prepared, shaped to fit their purpose for life. And the leader is not afraid of opening the cage for the bird to fly out, because a bird in a cage, we never know that it has the ability to fly. A bird in a cage, we never know that it is, it is created or wired or formed with the inbuilt skill to fly, because it does not know that it can even open its wing at all, because the bird is in a cage. But once the bird is let out, once the cage is opened, and you feed the bird with love, with compassion, the bird will learn to trust you. And in turn, the bird will learn also to love you, to respect you, and to follow you. That even when you let the bird out, it will fly, but it will come back to that cage looking for you, because you have built something internal. There is this emotional, spiritual, connection, a physical connection between you and that bird. So that leader that applies discipleship will never fear letting loose the bird, because he knows that he has accomplished his assignment, and he is satisfied, he is happy, and he is fulfilled. You see the difference between disciple and discipline. What kind of leader are you? What kind of people are you raising? Are you raising disciples, or are you raising followers who you use, threat or punishment to force them to comply to your needs or to agree with you or whatever? So it depends now on you. Now that you have known the difference between these two things, it is left for you now to decide what kind of leader you truly want to be. You look within you, be sincere with yourself, and tell yourself the truth. Ask yourself, what kind of leader am I? What kind of leader am I aspiring to be? What kind of leader do I want to be? Because you can never apply one without the results coming to you. You can't apply the other and expect to receive the other results. Remember, the scripture says, whatever a man sow, that shall he reap. So be mindful, thoughtful, wisely in your sowing, because you will surely reap what you sow. You will reap it here on earth before that heaven comes. First of all, here on earth before heaven. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video added a value in your life today. I hope you learned something from this video today. This is what I do on this platform. I share my thoughts, I share my findings. I am a truth seeker, and I love sharing my truths. Remember, a leader that applies discipleship does not force people to follow. He finds his truths, speaks his truths, lives his truths, and those that are attracted to his truth follows. He does not force anyone. Jesus never forced anyone to follow him. Some he called, some, even when he was running away, trying to hide, trying to have some rest, they are still following him. Thank you so much. God bless you, and see you in my next video. Bye.